series of the great rabbis of Yesa year. We are on the 23rd of Kislev, Chav Gimel Kislev, marks the Hilula of a great Tunisian rabbi. His name was Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. He was born in the year 1895. He passed away in the year 1948. He was about 53 years of age, approximately. Just recording this using notes of the famous Homi website in of itself. So he came from rabbinic auspices, I believe. His mother's name was Marat Sha'asuna, if I'm not mistaken, came from the Khuri household in himself, and his father's name was Rab Ephraim Mazuz, and he was born in 1895 in the island of Jerba, a very prominent place, and he was a very, very prominent rabbi in of itself. So Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, I think he was the only son, I think itself, from his father and mother, and he would learn Torah under the auspices of Rabbi Yaakov Hori. Now remember, we've spoken on various occasions before here on this series about the famous Hori rabbinic dynasty of here, which I recommend everyone to look at the videos that we have done over within regards to that. Very much I would recommend, and so much to get over. The Hori family itself was one of the great rabbinic families, arguably, in Jerba and in Tunisian history, respectively. And then afterwards, I think he would learn under the auspices of Rav David HaKohen, another great rabbi. It was around the year 1914 when Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz would get married to his wife, Marat Kmisa, and they would Vehem Zachu Ba'asu Chupatam Be'eretz Yisrael B'Yerushalayim. So they would be able to get married in Jerusalem, the capital city of Eretz Yisrael, in 1914. I think just bordering on the time period of the First World War. וחשבו לדור ולהישאר בארץ ישראל, אך בצל מלחמת העולם הראשונה וצו הגיוס לצבא התוכי חזרו לג'רבה. They'll have to go back to Jerba in Tunisia because of the First World War. At that point in time, just like many people will have to flee the land of Israel, which was obviously a difficulty for many people. But Jerba Shakat, he was very diligent with his Torah learning over there. Alimut Torah v'sifrei hamusar. So he was delving in high-level Torah learning, while at the same time learning various different musar sfarim. V'dodo chacham tzion chori da'ag lekol machsarav parnasato v'revach, if I'm not mistaken. Now chacham tzion tzuri. Chacham Tzion Chori was a very great rabbi also, who we should mention about, who lived very much in his time. Rav Tzion was, remember, as we said before, the Chori family was a great rabbinic family in Tunisia. So very interesting. Friends, anyone tuning in live at the moment, we're exploring the history of a great rabbi over here from Tunisia. So please subscribe to the channel. We've got fantastic content over here, friends. That's what I'll say. So it's very interesting. Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, he was known as someone that was very humble. He was very tzniut. He had modesty to him. Ohev et habriyot ומקרבן לתורה. So he really loved human beings as itself, his fellow man, and would really try and embrace and bring people close to Torah. Now it's reported that he passed away on the Hebrew date, the 23rd of Kislev, in the year 1948. 1948, a key date in the Israeli Jewish calendar. The formation of Medinat Israel at that point in time. That he would write various different chidushim, teachings on the Torah, and on the Talmud, also on the Gemara, respectively. V'hem nishmaru b'yadi banav ach lemarbe hatzar v'hagia echad mebanav le'eretz v'chidushei aviv imo hem avdu. I think some of the teachings got lost at one stage. Some machlal chidushov nishtamer rak pinkas katan. I think some of it was kept. And with the Pinkas Katan, she'ogdo yachtav yatsu misefer kamus amdi. In a second, it would come on that place in of itself. So that's something very important to say. Remember, the Mazuz family was also a very, let's just say, a famous family. It happens to have been in Tunisia, respectively. That's something else I would point out within regards to that. So very great rabbis from the Mazuz family, and very important to point that out over here. We're going to explore a few of the highlights from the great rabbi's book. That's something I will definitely stress over here on the outset. Now, anyone tuning in live at the moment, welcome to our community as we're exploring great rabbis. Yes, here we happen to be in Tunisia territory at the moment, where we're exploring the life within regards to Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, who was one of the great rabbis of his specific window of time in Tunisia, a rabbi I believe we've spoken about on various occasions before, which I definitely very much have to point out his Hilula is just before the Jewish festival, I believe, of Hanukkah over here. It's a very, very important to point that out within regards to him. Okay, so let's explore a bit more within regards to him. There's actually it says over here, Kamayas Mazuz, one of the great rabbis, actually on the Hilula Chachamim website. It says push Yisrael ba'afilu ahare ikanim shebhem al tiba lahem ya'en she'en lecha adam she'en lo sha'a otiyot asa שם מצווה גדולה, שאם הם לקץ, שאפילו הרב הגדול שבישראל אינו זול לכם, כמו הצלת נפשות, הצלה ממון, ישראל ממלחמות, מצדקות ונמלוח חסידים, מושא נפשו למיתה כדי להציל את חברו מיד אומות עולם. This is one of the titles that's titled where it's got the information within regards to his Hilula. I'm not too sure if it's actually addressing him per se, but in of itself, just to demonstrate the brilliance of some of the great rabbis there were. Oh yes, yes. Let's explore a few of the highlights from his famous book. The first one we want to teach is Melamed she'en lecha adam v'afilu p'shei Yisrael she'en lo mitzvah aseh. So there's just a mitzvah that there is for Am Yisrael in of itself. I think it's actually part of the Rafael Malach in of itself in page number 43. That was printed, I think, in 1982. This Torah publication was another teaching of his says, Melamed she'eshkiach mi shitfarnes melachto lachzik biado lebal yitmotot. This very much, I think, comes from page number 62, if I'm not mistaken, once printed in 1988. And connected to Rafael Malach. Very, very interesting enough. So we're going to explore a few more teachings just from his book, like maybe another 5 teachings. So I think it's very important. I'm just going to take a short break just for half a minute, and I'm going to be back in 1 minute. So just watch your space. And in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel in the meantime. Hi, Shalom, everyone. Sorry about that. I'm just going to continue the video. We're exploring the history of Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, really great Tunisian rabbi of his day over here. And just exploring a few the highlights. I took a short 2-minute break. And let's explore a few more teachings from his sefer, the Kamos Amadi, which is B'toch Raf El Malach. One of the teachings says, Melamed she'avodat Hashem kodemet li'iyun ha'gemara b'pilpul v'charifut. It's another nice teaching coming from page number 25 over there. Another teaching, Melamed ikah ha'parasha b'habanat ha'pshat mitzvat u'musar v'lo yilamed k'mat slif. This is another teaching he would give over. I believe this is featured very much in page number 53, if I'm not mistaken. I think this book was printed in the Haria, if I'm not mistaken, in Israel. So very, very interesting added tidbit over there. Now, a couple more teachings. Melamed, Hamadat Talmidim, hu ma'aseh mitzvah v'lo chrifut ha'chidud. This comes, I think, from page number 66, and would bet, once again, stressing that it was printed in the Haria. And 2 more teachings. Melamed she'oskim b'sukkah בצאת כיפורים שנקבלה תושבתנו מדין בנים. So that comes from 59, about the mitzvah within regards to building a sukkah. Many people would do straight after the Jewish fast of Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement in itself. And one last teaching, מלמד שאדם שהוא רחמן מוכרח שהוא רוצה בחיות ליבו. This actually comes from, I believe, page number 34 over here. And Amud Bet, once again, it was printed in 1982. At that stage in time, I think he was, he had really passed away about 34 years prior. So very, very interesting. He was a great rabbi of his time. Rabbi Kamayas was, I think it was a common Tunisian name, if I'm not mistaken, the name Kamayas was. So that's something we had to point out. And I don't know how, if all the Mazuzas were related in of itself per se, because many of them would have the family name Mazuz that actually came from there. We know most famously, quite recently passed away, Rabbi Meir Mazuz from Yeshivat Kisei Rachamim. So that's very, very interesting. Something else I'd like to point out over here as we explore Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, one of the great Tunisian rabbis of his time. He happens to have been from a prominent family, and something that we stress about here on various occasions before, which I recommend everyone to look at. And I think there's more information that you can find on him. There's wealth of information. There's I think it was connected also, if I'm not mistaken, maybe somehow to Kisei Rachamim, or maybe later descendants. There was many great rabbis from the Mazuz family. And the Homey website in of itself per se will actually illustrate and give over some information within regards to him. That's something that I would definitely point out over here, and how important it is that we learn about the great rabbis that there were of yesteryear. 23rd of Kislev marks his Hilula. That's something that we have to point out, and just the importance of just how he imbued himself within regards to Torah. They say how he was born actually came from the famous Huri family, partly in 1895, but lived to 1948, 53 years. And how would he learn Torah under the great knees of some of the major rabbis that were in Tunisia of his time. And he would try and spread Torah and bring people strengthened to Hashem in of itself. And the teachings and part of it, small amounts, was definitely preserved, but some of it did get lost on the way. That's something that we have to point over here. And just about great Chacham. And friends over here, we are a community. We are learning about great rabbis of yesteryear, the countries of yesteryear, let's just say, in of its own right. Who were the famous people, famous personalities? What was going on in all the countries at that stage of time? That's something that we very much are trying to illustrate over and try and investigate over as we are doing this together. We are not, it's not just a one-man show where I'm investigating within regards to rabbis. We are looking together. Appreciate fantastic feedback. So I've had numerous people tell me that they are descendants of these great rabbis, and they've given me information within regards to them that are very difficult to find out, and how important that actually happens to be. So on this channel, we don't just record videos about great rabbis of yesteryear. We also record videos within regards to loads of great let's just say, Jewish personalities here in modern day. If you've noticed, we try and do a clip of maybe 2 or 3 minutes with some of the great rabbis, some of the famous rabbis of various yeshivot in Israel, or if not, great Jewish personalities. That's something that also we are doing at the moment, which I have to stress over. So that's another exciting project, which I recommend everyone to look into. We like to tour all over Israel. That's something that we love doing, especially the cities of Bet Shemesh and Jerusalem. We were just in Jerusalem this morning, and recorded multiple tours also, which I'll leave you all to get very excited and to explore within regards to that. But we happen to be speaking about Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, a great Tunisian rabbi of his time. Hopefully we're going to speak about more great rabbis that came from the country itself. Maybe if you look back, we did record a historical video on the Jewish, let's say, some of the Jewish communities itself. I think they're connected to Tunisia, so I recommend everyone to actually look into that. And what a great rabbinic dynasty that happens to be, and the great heritage over there. So Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz, I believe he passed away in 1948. We're talking about here from time of recording 77 years ago, I believe. So yeah, time flies, definitely. And he was born in the year 1895. Naturally, it's called Taf Reish Nun Hey. So Rabbi Kamayas Mazuz. Anyone knows any more information about him, please let me know about his books. I really, really appreciate it. It would just be good to hear more information. So if you didn't subscribe yet to the channel, please subscribe now to the channel and join our community. On this note, wishing you all well. Thanks for taking time to watch, and be well. Thank you very much.